I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Ford's CEO just called out Donald Trump, and not in some vague corporate statement. No, this was a full-on public warning. And it's not about politics, it's about something way bigger. Our jobs, our economy, and the future of the American auto industry. What's happening right now could send shockwaves through the entire country. Trump's new tariff plan? It sounds like it's aimed at protecting American workers, but Ford's CEO says the exact opposite might happen. We're talking skyrocketing car prices, thousands of factory jobs on the chopping block, and foreign automakers getting handed a golden opportunity to crush their U.S. competitors. This isn't just another political headline, it's a potential disaster that could hit every single one of us where it hurts. So why is Ford speaking out now? And what does it mean for you, me, and anyone who relies on a strong American auto industry? Let's break it down. Now here's where things get serious. Ford's CEO Jim Farley didn't just quietly push back behind the scenes. He went straight to the public and put it all on the line. At an investor conference, Farley flat out said that Trump's tariff plan is a direct threat to the American auto industry. And let's be real, CEOs almost never do this, especially not with Republican presidents. This kind of bold move? It's rare. Very rare. Farley isn't playing politics here. He's trying to protect his company, his workers, and the industry he leads. His message was crystal clear. If Trump follows through with these massive tariffs on Mexico and Canada, the results could be catastrophic. Billions in losses, massive job cuts, entire parts of the auto industry thrown into chaos. And Farley didn't sugarcoat any of it. He made it clear that this isn't just a bad idea. It's a ticking time bomb for American manufacturing. So what exactly is he warning about, and why should every one of us be paying attention? Let's dig in. Now, let's talk about the part that could really cripple the future of the American auto industry: electric vehicles. Right now, China dominates the global EV battery market. They produce nearly 60% of the world's supply, and whether we like it or not, American automakers rely heavily on those batteries to build the next generation of cars. So when Trump proposes a 10% tariff on imports from China, it's not just about politics, it's a direct hit on EV production. Ford has already invested billions into electric vehicle plants across the U.S., in places like Ohio, Kentucky, Michigan, and Tennessee. But without access to affordable Chinese batteries and materials, those factories could be at serious risk of slowing down, or even shutting down entirely. And here's the scary part. While we're stuck trying to navigate higher costs and disrupted supply chains, other countries aren't waiting around. Europe and South Korea are moving full speed ahead on EV development. If production stalls in the US, we could fall dangerously behind in the global EV race. Ford's CEO sees it coming. He's already warning that these tariffs won't just hurt today's economy, they could sabotage America's role in the future of clean transportation. But here's the twist, and it's a big one. These tariffs might not just hurt American companies, they could actually hand a massive advantage to foreign automakers. Here's where things go from bad to worse, because it's not just traditional cars at stake, it's the entire future of electric vehicles in the US. Right now, China leads the world in EV battery production. They control nearly 60% of the global supply, and guess what? Those are the same batteries American companies like Ford desperately need to power the next generation of electric cars. Trump's new plan includes a 10% tariff on Chinese imports. That directly impacts those EV batteries. And without them, Ford's massive EV plants across Ohio, Kentucky, Michigan, and Tennessee could grind to a halt. Billions of dollars in investment at risk, thousands of jobs on the line, and just like that, America could lose its momentum in the global race to dominate the EV market. Meanwhile, other countries aren't facing these barriers. Europe and South Korea are pushing forward with clean energy and electric innovation, full throttle. If we slow down now, they'll race right past us. And once they do, catching up won't be easy or cheap. Jim Farley knows this. That's why he's not staying silent. This isn't just about protecting Ford's profits, it's about protecting America's position in the global economy. If we can't build EVs affordably, we'll be buying them from someone else. But here's the kicker. While US automakers are struggling with these new tariffs, some of their biggest foreign competitors might actually walk away as the winners. And this is the part that feels like a total backfire. While Trump's tariffs target Mexico, Canada, and China, they don't touch countries like Japan, South Korea, or those in Europe. That means automakers like Toyota, Hyundai, and BMW, They're in the clear. So while Ford, GM, and other American manufacturers are hit with higher costs and supply chain disruptions, foreign competitors could actually walk away with a huge advantage. They get to keep their costs lower, their production steady, and their prices more attractive to American consumers. It's like handing your rivals a head start in a race you're already struggling to win, and that's what makes this so confusing. The whole pitch behind these tariffs was to protect American jobs and boost U.S. manufacturing. But in practice, it's the opposite. The companies getting squeezed are the ones based right here in the US, while foreign automakers stay agile, unaffected, and ready to grab more market share. Which raises a massive question, one that we all need to be asking. Why is a Republican president, known for backing big business, now pushing a policy that's hurting American companies? What's happening right now marks a serious shift, because for decades, big business and the Republican Party have gone hand in hand. Lower taxes, fewer regulations, pro-corporate policies, that's been the foundation of their relationship. CEOs almost never speak out against Republican presidents, especially on economic issues. It's just not how the game is usually played. That's why Jim Farley's move is such a big deal. He didn't just express quiet concern, he went public, loud and clear. And that signals something deeper than just a disagreement. It shows there's a growing divide between America's corporate leaders and the political party that once championed them. What's even more telling? The silence from the rest of the auto industry. If Trump's tariffs were truly good for business, you'd expect CEOs from GM, Stellantis, and others to step forward in support. But they haven't. They've stayed quiet. And in the world of high-stakes business, silence like that says everything. This isn't just one CEO sounding the alarm, it's the entire industry holding its breath. Because they know what's coming next. And for everyday Americans, the price could be devastating. Let's bring this down to where it really hits. Our wallets, our jobs, and our communities. Right now, the average price of a new car in the US is already hovering around $47,000. That's a record high. And if Trump's tariffs go into effect, that number could shoot up even higher. Why? Because automakers like Ford, GM, and Stellantis rely heavily on imported parts from Mexico and Canada. If they're suddenly hit with a 25% tariff, those costs won't stay on the corporate balance sheet, they'll be passed straight to us, the consumers. That means everyday people could end up paying thousands more for the exact same car. And when prices rise, demand drops. Fewer people buy cars, production slows down, and factories start making cuts. It's a domino effect, and it ends with people losing their jobs. We've seen it before. During Trump's first term, the trade war with China led to mass layoffs. Ford alone cut 7,000 jobs in 2019. And this time, the damage could be even worse, especially in states like Michigan, Ohio, and Kentucky, where auto manufacturing isn't just a business, it's a way of life. Families in these communities depend on steady paychecks from car plants. And if the industry takes a hit, entire local economies could feel the shock. All of this. And still, Trump refuses to respond. So what does Trump have to say about all of this? About Ford's CEO sounding the alarm? About potential job losses, skyrocketing prices, and foreign automakers gaining the upper hand? Nothing. Not a word. Despite Jim Farley's blunt warning, Trump hasn't addressed the concerns head-on. No detailed response, no shift in strategy, just silence. And if that sounds familiar, it should. Because this isn't the first time industry leaders tried to warn him. Back in 2018, during his first term, Trump slapped tariffs on steel and aluminum. Ford and GM both pushed back, warning that costs would rise and jobs were on the line. He didn't listen. The result? Ford later reported that those steel tariffs alone cost the company over $1 billion. Thousands of jobs disappeared as production costs soared, and that was just round one. This time, the risks are even higher. But instead of adjusting course, Trump's doubling down, blaming foreign countries, repeating the same talking points, and ignoring the people actually running the industries his policies affect. And here's the thing, this kind of decision-making isn't new for him. Despite branding himself as a successful businessman, Trump's track record tells a different story. From Trump Airlines to his casinos, from Trump Vodka to his university, he's left behind a long list of bankruptcies and failed ventures. Critics say this is just another repeat of that pattern, ignoring expert advice, overpromising results, and gambling with other people's livelihoods. This time, though, it's not a failed product on the line. It's American manufacturing, jobs, and the future of one of our country's most important industries. There's another side of this story that's just as important, but rarely talked about. While the headlines focus on big automakers like Ford and GM, the reality is that thousands of small businesses are also caught in the crossfire of Trump's proposed tariffs. Think about all the local suppliers, repair shops, parts distributors, and aftermarket companies that rely on steady, affordable access to vehicle parts from Mexico, Canada, and China. A sudden 25% or 10% spike in costs doesn't just rattle the giants, it crushes the little guys who can't afford to absorb the hit. Many of these businesses are already operating on razor-thin margins. For them, a few $100s more per shipment could be the difference between staying open or shutting their doors. And when they raise prices to stay afloat, customers feel the squeeze. It's not just about the cost of buying a new car. It's about maintaining the one you already have. Repair bills go up, parts become harder to source, turnaround times slow down. And the people who end up stuck in the middle? Everyday Americans trying to keep their cars running without breaking the bank. That ripple effect spreads fast. Fewer customers means fewer jobs. Slower business means cutbacks, layoffs, and closures, not just in Detroit, but in towns and cities all across the country. So while the spotlight stays on Ford's CEO and the big political battle, the quiet collapse could be happening at the community level, where the consequences hit closest to home. After everything we've broken down, one thing is crystal clear. These tariffs won't make foreign companies pay. They'll make us pay. The workers, the consumers, the people who depend on affordable cars, stable jobs, and a strong American auto industry. If Trump's plan moves forward, it won't just be a bump in the road. It could derail years of progress, gut American manufacturing, and hand over the future of electric vehicles to foreign competitors. Jobs are on the line. Innovation is at risk. And companies like Ford, companies that helped build this country's economy, could be pushed to the edge. Jim Farley saw the danger and decided to speak out. The question now is, was he right? Are these tariffs really about protecting American workers, or are they a disaster in disguise? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about what's really at stake here. And if you found this breakdown eye-opening, make sure to like the video and subscribe. There's a lot more to uncover.